Hello everyone. Welcome back to Learning to Live Life on a Budget. My name is Millie. This is Moo. She's just come to sit in the way. She wants the paper money. How are you all doing today? I think Moo's blocking my natural light from the window, so it's a bit shadowy. Hopefully that sorts itself out, the focus. Moo will be shifted in a minute, but hey, I thought we'll see a cat because they've been very absent from videos. So this video was going to be separate, but it is a combined one. So if it feels a bit rushed, I'm really sorry. I'm going to try not to talk too much and ramble, but this is January, or month one for me, budget with me and cash stuffing. So I'm on, if you're new here, I receive PIP and universal credit. I received my universal credit yesterday. I get it in the beginning of every month. And oh, thanks Mo, give me the light back. And not the beginning of every month, I'm fibbing now, porcupines going on here. I get it on the 19th of every month. I get it in the middle of the month. So I basically, it's my first universal credit payment of the year, so it's universal credit payment 1 for me. That's how I do it. That's how I roll. So we're going to be using the Abundant Budgets book for my weekly budgets, and we're going to be using Budget with Ira's budget planner for the monthly budgets. So you've seen this already. I've started the challenge in here. I didn't use it last month because I was wary about stickers and things. I wanted them to come in time. So we have our January spread in January stickers. I am a Patreon, so I get it works out a bit cheaper than buying them each month on Etsy. But yeah, so just beautiful, the butterflies, I love it. I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but I've got my key, and then I've got my monthly budget. So let's zoom you in because you need to see this. I've already started filling it out. So I started with, I budgeted for my income £100 rollover in cash. That's what I had. As you can see down here, oh, I need to highlight that orange so I don't forget because I decided what category goes in. My actual bank account started in minus 1p the month, so it's not something that I originally budgeted for, but I've whacked it in there because I will forget. I under budget slightly just by the pence and a few pounds for universal credit and PIP and child benefit, just because it gives me a little bit of a buffer. But I have to be careful because in my mind I know how much each of my payments are because I remember them now, and I don't want to think, oh yeah, that's not quite what it is. So I budgeted £1,590 for my universal credit payment, and I received £1,593.68. So I know it's under, but it's just slightly. So I need to keep it as close as possible. PIP. So PIP 2, I've already received one payment of PIP. It came in right. It was due in January, the very beginning, but because of the bank holidays, it came in December. But technically, I track my paychecks that way. Child benefit I get weekly. And then other is for any other money coming in, like if I'm gifted anything. When I put money into challenges throughout the month, it goes out of my budget. So if I complete a challenge and I bring it back into my budget, it's also other. Same with sinking funds. So I've budgeted £2,270 for this month as my income. So then my bills, I have my rent, which is £675.57. Some of them came out yesterday when I got paid, because I try to have as much as I can come out the same day as my universal credit goes in, because that's a set once a month date, and it just means that I don't have to worry about it. There's no chance of me not paying it unless I don't get paid my universal credit, which I will. Yeah, so I have my rent, my car insurance, car breakdown. You can see these, I think, Specsavers. That's actually meant to be self-care colour, so a light pink, but the highlighter and the paper don't like each other. I keep getting the wrong colour come up. Have I got the highlighter here? If you have watched before, then you will know that here's a different piece of paper. It's pink. but it's coming out the same colour as utilities. So all my bills are my fixed expenses, but I've put them into separate categories because my utilities, like my rent and my home insurance and like my broadband, TV license, council tax, they're like kind of non-negotiables. Whereas like car insurance and car breakdown, they'll go to like sinking funds eventually and be a yearly annual expense, but also they're linked to my car. They are a bill, but they're not the same as like my rent. And if I didn't have a car, you know, I wouldn't be paying it. And the same with like vet subscription, pets at home, all of that. So I've just kind of categorised them so that I can keep a track of that whole category. So rather than just my cash envelopes at the end of the month, I can work out, is it all staying in together? I hope that makes sense. So home insurance, vet subscription, mobiles, TV and broadband have all come out already, but they were all as expected. Club Card Plus, I'm not sure whether to keep this month because if you haven't seen my previous videos, I am moving. I'm waiting a moving day. I'm in council and housing association accommodation, so like government secure renting and low priced or lower than the market area, and you can swap within each other. So I found someone who I like her property, she likes mine. The paperwork is in. I saw her last night and she was like, oh, they're coming for an inspection next week. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like really fast. So our forms have only been in about a week and a half. But an inspection takes place, check references between our landlords, and then as soon as they give the go ahead, we set a moving date. So they have to tell us yay or nay by the 23rd of February. So we were both kind of working with the fact that we'd probably be moving the first week of March if they took the whole time. But if they're going to do inspections and stuff, they might say yay or nay in 2 weeks' time. So I feel a bit freaked out this morning. We might just pause Club Card Plus. We're really enjoying it. Between Christmas and New Year, I did do a food shop with Tesco, but I bunged in household items and the cats on the big shop. So Club Card is free with Tesco, or you can sign up to pay Club Card Plus, to pay for Club Card Plus, and you get 10% off 2 big shops a month. So I did in total, my shop came to £109.10 and I paid £92.90 with all the combined savings. The Club Card Plus shop was £9.77 I got off it, so it paid for it already this month. Just because we'll be running food down, I don't know whether to keep it. I've still got one more shop to do and it renews next week, so I might just go and use that, but then not renew it until after I've moved, because it's a monthly subscription. You can cancel it and then come back a month later, because I'm not going to be doing big shops, because especially with this inspection, like if I suddenly get a phone call saying can we come and inspect you next week as well, you know, we might get approval in a week's time. I don't need to be food shopping. I need to be eating I like to prep food wise and have lots in. I have like a pantry full of stuff. I have 2 freezers. We've got a lot to get through. And my daughter eats free school meals. I'm sorry if you can hear that. There's been men outside. My daughter eats free school meals at school, so she doesn't have a main meal during the week. She just has like toast and small things in the evenings. So yeah, be interesting. Anyway, so everything was kind of as expected, and it's my usual sort of budget month. So if you're new here and you want to see or hear more about it in more details, then please feel free to look back at my Budget With Me monthly videos. My total fixed expenses, the overdraft, as I said earlier, I started in a minus. I took too much out. I left money in for the pets at home, £8. But actually, and I bought the Too Good To Go bags and I'd added it up wrong and it was minus 1p. So, I've paid that back as well, because technically that's an expense. But my total bills, I've budgeted £975.51 and leaving me with £1,294.40p. So then I was working with a higher budget and more budget categories, but because of moving, it's all changed. It's going very basic. Put as much money as possible to moving. I mean, I think we're going to get a takeaway this weekend because we have the last 2 weekends. It's really naughty. We shouldn't be doing it because we need to eat the food in house. Like, I know that we shouldn't, but where we're moving to, you don't really get takeaways there. There's like 1 or 2, but they charge a lot in delivery and you have to spend a lot. I think it's one place is £35 you have to spend, which is fine, but I think somewhere else is £45. But yeah, it will be really good for us because I keep wanting to get rid of takeaways, but I can't kick the habit. But it's been a bit of I feel really overwhelmed. So I think that I'm going to do it because of the car also, I think, needs to go back in the garage, but hopefully it'll be something and nothing or really cheap. I think bearings going with my clutch, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I feel really overwhelmed and I shouldn't spend the money. I need to eat the food in the house because I don't want to move it all, especially the frozen stuff. Mainly, hi Moo, mainly the frozen stuff. But yeah, so but everything's lower this month. So food, I've taken it down to £250 because we will probably still want the odd takeaway. That's where we went a bit spendy the other day or in the last week or two. So household I've kept at 50 because I'll be like really scrubbing. My house is clean, but you know when you like, I'm going to scrub on top of the kitchen cupboards that hardly get done, and all of that, and scrubbing behind like the washing machine and that because obviously moving. So I'll want to buy extra cleaning bits. We have been going more natural, so we've been spending less. I'm really sorry. You have a moo disturbance. Can I just thank you? Cats is staying at 180 because they need their food. But I'm just not gonna. Bobby's has to be bulk bought. Moo and Fraser will just have to, I'll just pick it up as and when, and I'm not going to bulk buy cat litter in one go. I'll just get a little bit as I go, so I'll get enough for that week, you know, rather than have to move like 60 litres of cat litter or something. But the budget is staying the same because their needs, it would be cruel to cut them back. Travel 80, I'm still going to need to drive about. Like my landlord is based out in the middle of nowhere, you know, so I'm going to have to drive there when we eventually do forms and stuff, and life continues. And I'm driving about trying to pick up boxes and stuff from different places. So travel stayed the same at 80. Treats, I just zeroed that out. We don't need treats. Takeaways and things like that come under a food expense because it's food and we don't use what we've got in, so it would reduce our shopping budget technically because we're eating food. So treats is like days out, like if we went bowling or to the cinema and stuff like that, or like buying treat items, but we won't be doing that because we're moving. Self-care, I've taken it down to £10, so it was at 40. I reduced it because of the Specsaver subscription for my daughter's contact lenses. I've taken it down to £10 in case, you know, we just need something, I don't know, a face mask because we just feel so there. Or I dye my hair. My daughter dyes her hair as well, but she dyes the underneath. I dye all of mine. It might make me feel better just spending a £5 on a box of dye to do my roots. So I've just kept that in there. Miscellaneous, I've kept at 20 because you just don't know. Normally I use miscellaneous for parking, but maybe there will be lots of more miscellaneous expenses with moving. I've never moved on a budget and sat and thought about like what categories it would come under. Like technically it does. Sorry, Mo, I just nearly flicked you in the nose. You know, would a removal van come under travel? I mean, it'll be a sinking fund, but you know, there might be odd bits. So there is the bars you get to join flooring together. I have laminate and lino. I'm sat on the lino now in my kitchen at the table, but one of the bars is cracked. They've said not to worry about it, but I know what colour it is. I did my flooring, or I paid a friend to do my flooring, but I know what colour it is, where I got it from, and it cost like 13 quid or something. So I'll just fix that because they've got a dog. We've got a rug over it because Bobby and Moo kept making it worse and running into it when they were thingy, and it's fine, and it's not really a trip hazard, but I'll just pay for that out of my budget. So yeah, that would be like a miscellaneous expense. To be honest, that wipes it out. And then electric, I've taken it down to 70. Normally I put what I estimate for the whole month. My electric is on Key Meter. So she's not on Key Meter there, but she is a prepayment meter, but you top up via bank card. So that will change in the new when we move. But I've just reduced it down because I don't want to leave her with nothing. I've built up a buffer, so I'd like to leave her with something, but also we get the vouchers. So I'm just going to see where we go on there. Yeah, so my cash envelopes, I'll have a total of £660, leaving me with £634.49 for the month, hopefully, to spend on savings. So I'd like to put £50 towards car insurance. £30 in a sinking fund, so I'm paying car insurance monthly but also saving for it so that when my annual one comes up I can switch over to annual. Save up £30 for my water sinking fund, £10 into Disney Plus sinking fund, debt £5, that's a sinking fund because I have to pay it off in full. Christmas, I've said put £5 towards it because I don't want to not, but if moving comes sooner and everything's really tight, then everything here will literally go towards moving, because it has to, doesn't it? Which is really frustrating because I've just started building all my funds up, but hey ho. Yeah, Christmas, emergency, vets and car, they are the priority sinking funds for me, and they're all going to get £5 each. I've said gifts will get a tenner because I have in March my brother's birthday, my stepdad's birthday, and Mother's Day. So obviously I'll give my daughter money to buy me a Mother's Day present, but I'll also need to get my own mum a Mother's Day present. So it's a lot of gifts going on. I don't think we have any birthdays in February, but I wouldn't be surprised if something crops up. Yes, Moo. Moving, then I've budgeted £400 to stuff. I mean, I would like that to be a lot more. That's what I'd like. If I've got any notes left over at the end of the week, it's going into moving. That's all I'm going to say, or staying in the budget. No, to be honest, I don't really want to stuff any of these sinking funds because that 600 there would fund my move or pay for the removals. But yeah, I'm trying to do it that it's sensible and it's stretched out, but the money's all there. So if I need to pull it from other envelopes, then I can and will. I don't want to, but we'll just take it as it comes. Rangers is my daughter's club, so if you watch my last video, I put £45 aside for it, so it's a £5. And then challenges, I'd like to put £4.49 into challenges. I am currently doing a couple of like my January monthly challenge from Simple Budgets, and that's going to go towards like the move, or I think it's £35. So I need to do postal redirect because we've got a lot of subscriptions, and because the move will be so last minute, I'm going to put a postal redirect onto my mum's house so that for a couple of months, so that, you know, like the cat's flea stuff comes by subscription, but I don't want it to come here when we've moved, so I'd rather it go to my mum's and I go and pick it up. I mean, I think the person moving in would probably keep my stuff and give it to me, but it'd just be like easier. Keep coming back to my old home. So yeah, I plan for that challenge. I don't know how much postal redirect is, but anyway, so this page I've kind of used for like goals rather than envelopes, because I get paid multiple times a month. I'll do a paycheck bill tracker for each time I get paid, apart from child benefit, because that's £21.80 weekly. There's really no point filling out for that. I'll wing that. But yeah, so this is the this is the month period of what it's running, so it will run until the 16th of February. And then my goals for the month are to have 12 no spend days. I don't know why I did it in green. That one's meant to be in green. Moving sinking fund to total £500 minimum. So I've said that I'll put £400 towards it. I already have £120 in it. So that's, you know, I wanted to get up to £500 this month. without having to touch my other sinking funds, and then to do pantry challenge. That's why that's meant to be green, because it's the food colour. So a lot of people do like pantry challenges and stuff. We're eating everything that's in the house. We're going to have nothing. No, I do want to move with something because there's like no shops nearby. It's in the middle of, there's a village that literally has no shops. So does that make it a hamlet? It's got a school and a church. But yeah, that's for that. So then basically what I've done with this budget book is I've got my check-in sheet, which I was using one created by Sarah at Simple Budgets, which was fantastic because I chatted with her and she made it to order. So I'm just going to try the stickers, and then if, because the categories are different at the top, but and see if not I might be going back to printouts. But this is just all my cash envelopes that I'm tracking here. I have got extra lines just in case, but it was because I didn't want to, I wanted it to look symmetrical and stuff. So I've just given us extra lines. You never know. Then I've got my Universal Credit Paycheck Bill Tracker. So what's in my bank account, what I get paid. So this is just a Paycheck Bill Track, my pay. And then this has my envelope breakdown. We'll see this. It might be in a separate video because this one's already 20 minutes long. We'll see that in the cash stuffing. Then I've done the same for PIP 2. So I've kind of planned out ahead of time what bills are coming out of what paycheck, what cash envelopes are being stuffed out of what paycheck, and what sinking funds are being stuffed out of what paycheck, and then their envelope breakdown. And I've done this month. I've budgeted it, but because of moving and stuff, I've done it all in rub out pen, which even works on Ira's stickers. So if you are looking at it thinking, yeah, but will it work? The rub out pen works on the paper and the rub out stickers, which is on the stickers, it rubs out as well. I don't know if you can see here, I've rubbed this one out a few times because it's changed. But next video we'll go into that. But yeah, so that I can change it. But then I've got my budget and then I'll do my actual. So say like in a couple of months, I'm like, oh, did I use the PIP to pay for Patreon, or did I use my Universal Credit? I can flick back and see what I used for what pay. And also when I go back to work, I will help transition over what gets paid by what, because everything will all change. So that's the monthly budget in here, and then this budget book will be the weekly budget. I absolutely love this. This is beautiful. I love them both. They're both beautiful. Camera's at a funny angle, so big page turning going on. That's last week's, or last month, should I say, on my budget thing. So in this one, I use this more weekly. So this is like the monthly one, and then I've got the weekly check-in for the numbers. But this is my calendar, but this is for weekly only. So on here I have all my bills and things like that. So when I'm planning my weekly budget, I don't take a set amount from my cash envelopes each week. I just, because of having the Club Card Plus, it just makes sense that I would do 2 bigger shops at Tesco where I get the 10%, and then I do little top-up shops in between. So I can look at, Club Card Plus renews the day I pay it. So it renews on the 25th or the 26th. And then I might, if I go shopping in this week, I will go to Tesco and do a bigger shop. So I will cash stuff more money into my envelope. And, if I've got something going on, then I can see that's there. I can have my pay dates. So it helps me budget weekly by having my calendar in my book. I wouldn't have, obviously I have like a diary and calendar for day-to-day life. So it's a repetition, but I don't always sit with my diary in front of me while I plan things. I take this to bed and sit and make notes and decide in bed when I can't sleep, and etc, etc. So like I've got half term on here. I want to cancel my Sky TV because we don't watch it. I would say I normally watch YouTube, but lately I've been on Netflix. I haven't been watching people's videos, and I really miss it. And I'm like, I want to catch up. But I think when I start packing, that'll be it. YouTube will be on all the time. But we hardly watch Sky, we don't watch any Sky channels, and we purely use it to record. And because my contract ends, it's going up. My contract ends a month from this date, so that's why I want to cancel it. And at the new property, there's no Sky Dish, so I'm going to see if I can wangle just ending it a month early without having to pay. But yeah, so I just have a thing, and then I will do a weekly budget. But as you can see, I have 1 week already planned out. So from yesterday the 19th, because I'm filming on the 20th to the 26th. But then I will go into, it's blank after that. I will budget it as each week goes. I am finding it's all well and good budgeting ahead. I love doing it. I love writing out budgets and tweaking them to get the most savings in possible. But I don't know about everyone else, but for me, I'm quite a spendy person. Money literally burns a hole in my pocket. And this doesn't always go to plan. None of it always goes to plan. So I need to fill this in because all my bills have come out for this week, apart from club card and council tax. But yeah, and so it may seem like a lot to some people, but it's just easier for me. It makes so much sense in my brain. And for people that watched me before, you'll see the books I made myself, which was really great, worked really well. But it's nice having this is my weekly notebook, and that's my monthly book. So I know if I want my universal credit paycheck bill tracker breakdown, I go here. If I want to know what I'm doing this week, money wise, you know, spoiler alert, I've already decided what I'm stuffing in my cash envelopes this week. But I haven't decided for the following week because, you know, I might get confirmation to move, or the car might, no, touch wood, nothing's going to happen to the car. But I might have to be really strict with myself and be like, right, no cash envelope spending. We know we have money on the electric, we have food in the house, we're just going to like not spend it. We're going to put it towards something else. You know, Bobby might get ill, family might get ill further away, and we have to travel. My daughter might break her retainer, I might break my glasses. It's so many things, isn't there? Life is so, and I would like to have a plan, and I would like to cash stuff the same amount of money every week, but I think it just needs to be played by ear, maybe when all my sinking funds are more built up. So that is my month one budget. It's like a budget with me, but more of a, here's my budget, this is what I'm doing, because I'm in day 2 of month 1. I was going to cash stuff, my paycheck in this, but it's already at 28 minutes, and it will be an hour-long video if I do that. So if you want to see how much money there is here, look at that wad. Oh, there's 20s and 10s. Fiver's upside down. Fiver came from the shop because I cashed in one of my savings challenges. And she gave me the most crumpled fiver, and all the other notes are so beautiful and neat. Yeah, so if you want to see that, come and join me on my next video. Anyway, I hope that helped. That's just how I do things, and it works in my brain. Let me know how your budget's going, and I hope you're all doing well. Take care, and I'll see you soon.